Okay, today let's talk troughing. The armamentarium that you're going to be using is a Midwest Shorty 2-speed motor. It has this knurled knob on it. Straight attachment with an HP 559 burr. I bought these through Sullivan Shine, Midwest, and SS White I think has them. I would recommend a 559 burr if you're going to use a high-speed handpiece. This is a high-speed surgical length 559 burr. The reason I use a 559 burr is the burr width here is the same thickness as the 301 elevator. So you make one cut, a 702 or 703 is too wide, you're not going to get all the force. The purpose of a trough is to eliminate some of the periodontal ligament fibers, the attachment between the tooth and the bone. If there's periodontal ligament fibers, you're removing those. If it's ankylosed, you're actually creating a periodontal ligament space with a burr. So with the HP 559 burr on a slow-speed handpiece, I do not have to reflect a full-thickness mucogingival flap. With a high-speed handpiece, that may not be the case. But what you want to do is you want to take and use the burr just as if it was a periodontal probe and go deep into the sulcus. Now, if you'll notice, in this case, I've gone way past the flutes of the burr. The flutes of the burr are 5 millimeters. Okay, so that's half a centimeter. What I like to do is take it up to where you can see the shanks start to widen. All right. So what I'll do is I'll go in here and I'll make a cut along the sulcus. I don't reflect this soft tissue. I just keep going deeper and deeper and deeper. The mistake most people make is they go down about 1 millimeter or 2, about that far, and then the bone that's right here is very thin. What they end up doing is breaking it off. The reason I like to use the 559 burr is I can then take and put the 301 elevator into that trough that I've created, stand it straight up and down, and then you're going to turn it this way. You're going to turn the instrument this way. Once you start seeing some movement and it starts moving dramatically, then you can put the 34 elevator in there and continue on. You could also put a 151 forceps or a 23, which is the cowl horn, on here and go down. Let's look at see how far down I've gotten here. You know, that's at least 6 millimeters, probably more like 8. Now remember, a lot of people freak out if we think working length on this is, say, typically somewhere around 20 or so millimeters. If I've got 10 millimeters to the height of the bone, I can go down 10 more millimeters. And once again, going to the shank on this, if I bury it up to where it starts to get wider, it's only 7 millimeters. So there's no way that I'm going to take this dude down to 10 millimeters. So you don't have to worry about that. This is a strong procedure. I like to use it on all of these teeth. The reason you do that is because you do not reduce the buccal height of the bone. I hear so many people talking about going in and removing buccal bone. That is a bad idea. That buccal bone will never grow back up vertically. This will fill in. Okay, it may not fill in 100%, but is certainly going to be better than if you went in and cut out all this bone. You go in and cut out all this bone, by the way, you also have to reflect a full thickness flap. Okay, in this scenario, I didn't reflect a flap at all. I did a suck down on this, and I just pretended that this was the soft tissue. So you can see that I just went right into the sulcus with the HP 559 on a slow speed. It works that way. So give this a try. On On the lowers, I like the buccal. On the tops, I like the palate. I don't typically, on the palate, I'm not going to go and remove bone for a third molar. I'm attacking it from the buccal, maxillary third. You know, don't go back and trough. You don't need to. But this is really great for troughing a premolar on the maxilla. Go on the palate and do the same sort of a thing. If you've got big exostoses on the maxilla, then you could go out on the buccal. But most of the time the buccal plate is a little thinner, so you know it's better to go ahead and trough on the palate of the maxilla. You always trough on the buccal. Stay away from the lingual on the mandible.